When Link gets on Epona, his B button item is stored in a variable called stored B. When Link gets off, the item is taken from stored B and put back on his regular B button. The same process applies for minigames. Other than finishing a minigame or getting off Epona, there's one other way of restoring the item that's in stored B onto an actual B button, and I'm going to demonstrate that here. It turns out that if human Link dies and he doesn't have a sword, so any of the 3 normal swords on his B button, and his B button isn't disabled, then that will also restore whatever's in stored B onto his actual B button. So I'm going to set up stored B here, which I do by going into the Cremia minigame, and I do that as Deku. So the item that is on Deku's B button, which right now is an empty bottle, is going to get stored onto stored B. Now we play through the entire minigame, and when it finishes, Deku Link's B button is going to be replaced with the empty bottle once again, which comes from stored B. So now human B still has Deku Nuts on it, Deku B still has empty bottle on it, but this time stored B now contains the empty bottle as well. So I'm going to turn human, who remember has Deku Nuts on B, not one of the 3 valid swords, and I'm going to pull out a bomb and die. And that's going to take the item that's on stored B, which is the empty bottle, and put it on human Link's B button. And so you can see, by simply dying as human Link, we've converted his B button item into an empty bottle. Another interesting way of doing this without having Deku Nuts on B is to have blank B. The problem is, if you have blank B, then usually your B button is disabled, and when your B button is disabled, it actually gets rid of stored B, so it resets your stored B back to the no item value. And if your stored B has the no item value, then nothing's going to happen when Link dies. But if we do the same thing, wearing the Bremen mask, the Blast mask, or the Kamaro mask, our B button is actually never disabled, which means our stored B value remains intact, in this case the Gilded Sword. And when we die and respawn, we'll have the Gilded Sword back on our B button, even though Takkuri stole it, and it's not in our equipment screen. Interestingly, you can actually carry stored B values across from a moon crash. So you can get something in your stored B, let the moon crash, let Takkuri steal your sword with one of these masks equipped, and then you'll be able to die and get whatever you had before the moon crash on stored B onto your B button.